This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV. We're here at the Wasserman HQ. It's Monday afternoon and we've just had an extremely exciting announcement for British boxing. Officially, Chris Eubank Sr. will be teaming up with HARLEM EUBANK. First of all, HARLEM, how pleased are you to finally see the artwork to the side of you here? It's official, it's happening. Now, joining your team is your uncle.
Very, very excited to have my uncle by my side. He's always been there, as a big inspiration for me into this sport. One of the main reasons, I got into boxing, and to have him by my side now as I go into this next chapter of my career, it's beautiful.
Chris, I'm sure you echo them words to finally work with your nephew.
Oh, absolutely. But I have been working with him. I've just given him tips over the years, and he's got on with it. And he's built his skill sets, his ring IQ is exceptional. I don't think there's anyone in the country, I don't think there's anyone in the world who can actually compete with his ring IQ. You look at that footwork, it's beautiful to watch. It's like poetry in motion, it's like ballet. That's right, with gloves on. I mean, it is. So let's put that aside and let's go to the speed, the hand speed, the explosiveness, the jab. He's got it all, and it's brilliant. And my job is to actually bring that all out so that the public can enjoy what I enjoy seeing when watching him perform. The only thing he needs, which is what he'll now have, is the ability to fight so many more times a year, and the more you fight, the better you get. So all comers are to actually be on guard.
A big topic of the original addressing of the media that we had here earlier today was protection. What were the reasons for that, Chris? Because you mentioned it quite a few times.
Protection. Okay, so protection from what? From fighting too little a times per year. You're supposed to be having more fights per year. That will happen. Let me just get to the point. You have the British champion at 147 pounds because this will be his last fight at, as you were saying before, at 140. The point is Conor Benn. Let's have it. Let's have it right. Okay. The promoters have been actually breaking, moral law, never mind legal law, matching fighters who are like 16 pounds difference in weight. Okay, so two weight. I mean, one was done with Kell Brook and GGG. That's criminal behavior. Okay, rules are in place for a reason to keep fighters safe. Now, he's 147. Conor is 147. He is Eubank, okay? He is my son now. His father has now left this dimension. He's my son now. So I pushed the right fight. Junior is 160, 168. He walks around at a heavier weight. It's a two-weight difference between them, okay? That's just done by those who've created this idea of the misfits. Whatever works in order to sell a show out and make money from the people. I'm talking about pure boxing. He's 147. Conor Benn is 147. That's a fight that can be made. And that's a fight that I will make. Okay? Bad blood between them? There's no bad blood between Junior and him. But now there is a little tension because them trying to boil him down to 157, he has a feeling about that. He loves his cousin. Okay, now, here's the view. Once this gets into play, this is a stadium fight. It's a stadium fight because I'm going to be behind him 100%. And I have this to say to you, Conor. You are very much like your father. I admire you because you follow your father. You will follow him into hell, which is what you're supposed to do, as we are commanded. Honor your father and your mother. So I respect you and love you for what you do, which is to follow your father. But your father's wrong. He's wrong. Okay? That fight between you and Junior, that shouldn't be. Not when there's a 2-weight difference. Okay? So, he may be barking. Okay? You may be barking. Okay? This is a sweetheart. He doesn't bark. He's not a silverback like you guys. But he'll outbox you. And he'll outfight you. And that's a real fight because the weight is correct. Now get your head around, no, let me actually put it a different way. Let's have it right. Yeah.
Last time I spoke to you, Harlem, we was up high in the sky in Brighton, looking over where you grew up. We were speaking about the potential fight between Junior and Ben, and now with the news today that this will be next week your last fight at 140, and now, as Senior said, it could be a real possibility that you are the one fighting Conor Benn. When I asked you about that up there, you said it'd be a public execution if Junior was to fight Conor Benn. With that being said, do you believe the same thing happens if/when you get in the ring with Conor Benn?
Most definitely.
Hold on, sorry. See, I'm honest. Okay, no, that's not. Sorry, I mean, you probably jump onto something else, but I don't want the viewers to get it. Yeah. Conor Benn is a sensational fighter. Let me tell you what, I respect that young man. Not just that he follows his dad, who's actually bringing him into hell, but because his ability is exceptional, but not more so than HARLEM EUBANK, the gold.
What I was saying is, backing up my point, up in the sky in Brighton, looking over the city, that fight is most definitely, a public execution. The weight difference, we have to respect the weight classes. This is what we're here for. We're in a game that's governed by the Boxing Board of Control, and we respect them and the job they do to protect the fighters. The credible fight, he is a credible threat. He is a force at 147 pounds. Me moving into 147 pounds, I'm looking at who are the best guys in the division, and I believe he's one of them. So if he wants it, I'm here.
And let's have it right, okay? What's your weight today, right now?
156 pounds.
If he's 156 pounds now, 10 days, 11 days before his fight at 140, this is a 147 fighter. So we're not going back to 140. So Conor, you've been called.
Just to confirm, before we do move on, and we will talk about Brighton next week because it is a momentous occasion for your family, you do not support the Junior Benn fight, even at 160, Chris?
Then you're asking the fighter to actually destroy his career. You're asking Conor to destroy his career because once he moves up with that weight, once you put that weight on, you can't come back down. So then you are a small middleweight. This is how promoters destroy fighters and pay no attention to how much damage they're doing to that fighter. So, again, Conor should be Conor and my nephew, my son here. They should be targeting their eyes on the Americans. Okay? But now, because this EUBANK-Benn catastrophe that they actually set up to do to themselves, now that's been built, the public want to see the EUBANK. Now I'm back. Chris EUBANK is back with his son, his other son, his new son, my nephew.
Harlem, will this fight happen in 2024?
If he wants it to happen. I've spoken numerous times. That's a fight I want. That's a fight I will win. Let's have it right. This is a credible fight at 147 pounds.
Just to finish up then, guys, next week it is the return of big-time boxing in Brighton. You mentioned up there to the media today, Harlem, that it is a big part in history. It's been years since that your uncle, the man beside you, stepped into the ring. Just how big does it feel, not just for you, but for the whole family, and for what it means for sport in Brighton?
It's massive. It's massive. My uncle spearheaded boxing in Brighton 32 years ago. Is when he last boxed there, and on the same date as my birthday. 3 years later I was born, and now I'm back here with my uncle beside me, heading to the Brighton Centre to headline.
Going to be an emotional night, Chris?
Emotional? Yeah, I'm always emotional now. At this age, going through because I did it correctly, because I did it by the rules, because I followed the law. The British Boxing Board of Control being that law in boxing is why I get to enjoy my career over and over and over. And I expect this young man to follow because he is a sweetheart, just like me. But in the ring, we are a terror.
How important is it to follow the British Boxing Board of Control?
If you're not doing that, then you're a fool.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. I really look forward to seeing this partnership develop, and I'm sure we'll get a lot of entertainment along the way. But for now, I'll see you next week in Brighton, Harlem, and best of luck for the rest of camp.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Chris. Thank you.